Rangers on the brink of a managerial bombshell. A title winner ready to walk through the ibrox gates. Ianis Haji speaks out at last. Was it really his choice to leave? And just wait till you hear how Celtic humiliated themselves with a stage and no trophy to show for it. Transfers, exits, shock twists. This isn't just another week at Rangers. It's the start of a revolution. Stick around. You're not going to believe what's coming next. Brian Prisky is reportedly on the brink of becoming the next Rangers manager. And if all the chatter from the Netherlands is true, you could be seeing the Danish boss pacing the technical area at Ibrox before you've even had time to moan about another summer rebuild. Now, Prisky's a name that might not send shivers down your spine straight away, but the man's CV deserves a wee look. He won the Danish Superliga with Midtjylland, and then 2 Czech League titles and a Czech Cup with Sparta Prague. Not bad, eh? He even had a decent run in Europe, getting to the last 16 of the Europa League before bumping into Liverpool. Nay, shame in that. But here's the thing. He's been out of a job since February after a rough patch at Feyenoord. You know the drill. Expectations high, patience low, and he got the boot. So naturally, you'd be forgiven for raising an eyebrow. That said, this could be a clever bit of business. He's got pedigree, knows how to win titles, and clearly isn't scared of a challenge. Compare that to Barry Ferguson's brief interim spell that saw us setting records for all the wrong reasons, and you start to think, maybe this Prisky lad isn't such a left field shout after all. And let's not forget, he once praised Philippe Clement, calling him a good coach and an amazing person. That's lovely and all, but we don't need compliments. We need results. You're no here to cuddle the opposition. You're here to crush Celtic, win the league, and bring trophies back to Ibrox. Rangers CEO Patrick Stewart says the process is moving along nicely, but talk's cheap. What matters is getting the right man in and backing him properly, not just wheeling in another name and hoping for miracles with no budget. So here's what you need to ask yourself. Would hiring a manager who just got sacked from Feyenoord be an ambitious move for Rangers? Or is this yet another sign of a board without a clear vision, settling for a safe, uninspired appointment while Celtic laugh all the way to another title? Right, this one stings a bit more than most. Ianis Haji has finally broken his silence following his departure from Ibrox, and you can feel the emotion tucked between every word. After 4.5 years of highs, lows, and everything in between, the Romanian magician is officially done with Rangers. Let's not kid ourselves. Hagi was one of those players you just wanted to see flourish in royal blue. Technically gifted, vision sharper than a razor, and always carried that bit of continental flair that set him apart in a league full of hammer throwers. But whether through injury, managerial changes, or plain bad timing, he never really got the consistent platform to become the player he should have been at Ibrox. He's now weighing up offers with the likes of Genoa, Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Steaua Bucharest, all apparently keen to snap him up. A move to Italy or Germany. That shows you the caliber of player we're letting go for nothing. And yet he speaks with class, saying he's happy with the season he had, despite the fact we won hee-haw. He even said, I managed to turn my career around at Rangers. That line alone is a reminder that while we might not have seen the best of him week in, week out, he credits this club, your club, with reigniting his path. That should mean something. Now he's 26, entering his prime, and we're waving him off, contract-free, while we scramble for answers in the dugout and watch Celtic prance around with more silverware. You need to ask yourself this. Was letting Hagi go a brave call for a club starting a new era, or just another short-sighted blunder from a Rangers board that keeps binning creativity while demanding miracles? Here we go then. This could be the start of something proper by getting rid of proper. Glasgow Rangers, under the potential guidance of the 49ers Enterprises are inching toward a full defensive rebuild, and about time too. One of the first names on the chopping block? Robin Proper. And honestly, can you argue? Signed for just under £1.5 million from FC20, there was a glimmer of hope the Dutchman could bring a bit of calm, experienced composure to the Ibrox backline. But what we got instead was a walking panic button, constantly outmuscled, too slow on the turn, and flapping about in Europe like he was playing with lead boots. Proper never looked up to the fight. This is Rangers. You can't survive here with soft shoulders and slow feet. The statistics scream mediocrity, bottom quartiles in almost every defensive metric that matters in European football. He might have worn the armband at 20, but in Glasgow, leadership means setting the tone, not dropping it. Now, with Leon Balogun already gone and Ben Davies expected to be shifted after a decent loan spell, the door is wide open for a new defensive linchpin, and Cameron Burgess might just be the man to fill that void. 6'4", strong as an ox, and fresh from a Premier League campaign with Ipswich, the Aussie has put up numbers that should have every Rangers supporter sitting up and paying attention. Top 5% in dribblers tackled, top 2% in clearances. This lad is a battering ram disguised as a centre-half, and crucially, his contract's up. That's right, Rangers could land him for absolutely nothing. He's not the glitzy name that'll sell shirts in Buchanan Street, but that doesn't matter one bit. What Rangers need is steel, spine, and players who can drag you through a rainy midweek scrap in Paisley without blinking. Now, the question has to be asked, is clinging on to failed signings like Proper holding Rangers themselves back from building a proper title-winning machine? Or is replacing him with a free agent from a relegated English side just another cheap gamble dressed up as ambition? Oh, now, this is pure Rangers delight, and it tastes even sweeter than a last-minute screamer in front of the Copland Road. Celtic, in all their arrogance, thought the Scottish Cup final was a foregone conclusion. They were so sure they built a stage at the Midden in G40, ready for their wee treble party, like they'd already been handed the trophy. Lights, camera, humiliation. Aberdeen turned up at Hampton and said, "Not today, boys." And when that lanky fraud, Alistair Johnston, stepped up, shaking like a leaf, Dimitar Mitov gave him a reminder that fairy tales don't always have happy endings. Saved, game over, treble denied. Cue the silence from the East End. Absolutely glorious. Now let's talk about that Parkhead farce. They dismantled the stage before the trophy even got within a mile of Glasgow Green. Imagine the embarrassment. Imagine the delusion. That's no confidence. That's pure, bloated hubris from a club drunk on its own hype. And the Rangers' support? You better believe you lapped up every second of it. Even Chris Sutton, trying to play the gentleman in defeat, couldn't hide the pain. Still an outstanding season, he says. Sutton, as long as you ignore the fact they bottled the one they really thought they had in the bag, it's not a treble, mate, it's a tragedy. Now, you might hear some folks say, Rangers shouldn't laugh given the stumbles of this past season. Rubbish. If they'd won the treble, they'd never let you hear the end of it. So you laugh, and you laugh loud, because watching Celtic build their own victory stage just to watch it come down in silence is comedy gold. After getting slapped at Hampton, tearing down their own party plans, and proving once again they can't handle pressure when it actually matters, have Celtic become the biggest bottle merchants in Scottish football? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.